get into what I think is maybe the juiciest storyline of this entire weekend,
What do you
and
got?
that is the spurned ex, the revisit of the one that got away and then married up as Matthew Stafford comes back to Detroit to
How
play
is
the
he
Lion.
how is he spurned?
No, 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 no. Spurned maybe is the wrong word, but
He's like
there
he
there
got
has to
Ray.
be resentment. There has to be resentment.
Really? I
He's
feel
from
like
Detroit.
he got Ray Bork from the Bruins treatment. The Lions were like, "Look, we're the Lions. Matthew Stafford, you have put up ridiculous numbers with us forever, and it
Yep.
sucks because we're the Lions. Let's go ahead and trade you for a serviceable quarterback who has been to the Super Bowl and a whole bunch of picks, but let's send you to a quality team that's going to take a shot at it. And by the way, that team is moving to Los Angeles, so enjoy all of your like T-Mobile commercials and stuff." I think that Detroit did Matthew Stafford a solid the same way that Boston did Ray Bork a solid by trading him to Colorado to get his ring. If anyone is spurned, it is Jared Goff.
Yeah, he's definitely not getting the credit. I think that the fans, I hear you. The front office did him right. Front office definitely did him right. And that was a mutual trade where I actually think Detroit got the better of the trade. I mean, look where they are now
Right, and,
compared to
and
where they
LA
were,
got a ring, but
despite, and
like
LA got the ring. No, it's a
Matthew
total win.
Stafford is going into the Hall of Fame wearing a Lions helmet. Make no
But
mistake.
then, ooh, that'll be interesting. He has to, right? Even though the
Yeah,
ring was with the Rams.
yeah.
Can you go? You can go in split, but you've got to, can't
Well, it's
you?
the same, Ray Bork again went in with the Bruins, right? Like Matt Stafford set all of his records as a Lion. Matt Stafford's a Lion. If he doesn't go in wearing silver and blue, I think that's a
So
travesty.
then why did the Detroit line call for a Stafford jersey ban? It feels like there's a little bit of bitterness, a little bit like, and I get it.
He
You
went
you
and
let them
won.
go. If you love something, you let it go, and then it'll come back, right? Or some whatever the hell that
But
saying
like
is. He went and
he didn't demand a trade. This wasn't a James
no, I
Harden
know, and I'm not.
situation.
No, of course not, of course not. But why? I think there's just jealousy. It's just human nature.
Yeah.
Be like, you now have a ring. You've got this massive rock, and now you're coming back. And I think that they're all so afraid that they're going to watch him light up this Lions team like they watched him perform when he was on the Lions, but not get what he does. Like, I think there's a lot of
Yeah. I mean,
conflicting
look,
passion here.
it, Puka Nakua could
Beast. Puka
conceivably
Nacua is a beast for the record.
Puka Nakua could catch 19 balls for 2,700 yards this weekend. It could be, he could have nine touchdowns. It could be like Matt Stafford if the Lions fans decide that they don't want to be gracious to the greatest quarterback in their franchise's history. Matt Stafford could go full on Tom Brady and just decide to like put up numbers because he can.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he can. Stafford's that player who, and I feel like everyone who plays fantasy has this, no matter what, every year finds his way onto one of my teams, like for the last 10 years, no question. All right, so who do you like this week? We've got the line Detroit -3. This is, and because it's not a weather game, right? We're sitting there in a dome. It hasn't really moved much. Detroit -3, over under at 51.5. Stafford returns to Detroit. Goff is playing against the Rams. Is it love? Is it not? We'll see. Tell me what you think. Who you got?
Um, so this one frightens me because it seemed obvious also. I am all over the Rams +3. It just it I am all over the Rams +3. I
Yeah.
think that Matt Stafford is going to throw for over 300 yards. I think Puka is going to have over 110 yards receiving. It just I am all, and that Rams defense has sort of like disappeared then shown up, but they can get after the quarterback.
I think you
Aaron
can.
Donald will still eat your lunch.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're in the playoffs now and he's going to. What scares me is Detroit's run game. Montgomery,
Jahmyr Gibbs is a beast. I
Jameer Gibbs is a
love
beast, and
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Montgomery's good. It reminds me of that Najee Harris, Jalen Warren situation. in Pittsburgh, only
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I
If
love a good
Detroit,
Canadian backfield.
if you, so I like the Rams +3. I like a lot of points to be scored in this game. I will say this: if you like Detroit to win, I think you like the under. Because I think what you're saying is that you like Detroit to keep the ball out of Matt Stafford's hands. You like it in Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery's hands. And if Detroit can pull this out, I don't think that we're seeing 51.5 points.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a shootout. I don't see. Yes, I agree with you. Odds are against Detroit if they're in a shootout. I see potentially Jared Goff trying to um, step up a little bit this game. All the talk's been about Stafford coming back and lighting up Detroit,
No
and
Laporta though.
no Laporta. Still have St.
Big,
Brown. Um,
big.
I agree with you. I mean, I'm on Rams. I'm on Rams +3. Uh, I have an easier time seeing the Rams winning this game by a touchdown than I do seeing Detroit win this game by a touchdown, even though Detroit's favored. Um, and I think Kyron Williams is an absolute beast. So if Detroit's going to sit there and protect against Stafford all day, hand the ball to Kyron Williams. That kid is an absolute force out of the backfield. So I like him to get his rush yards too. All right, so we're both on Rams +3. My props for this game: Stafford's going to have a day. His plus money or his even money was over 1.5 touchdowns thrown. I think he hits that. Also, like Kyron Williams, over 80.5 rush yards.
You
I,
do?
I do. And no surprise, rush attempts because we are not always. I gotta figure out this saying. It's not always production; it's strategy, and I think they're going to hand the ball off a good amount to him. So over 19.5 rush attempts. You're getting plus money on that, which is great. And then Jahmyr Gibbs. He's my boy. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I think if Detroit gets down in the red zone, they're going to hand it to him, trust him to get into the end zone. So Jahmyr Gibbs, anytime touchdown score, going off around even money. I think it was the juice was a little bit in the house's favor at like -120. Um, but I love it.
Yeah, I like Jahmyr. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is one of those guys who you hand him the ball anywhere on the field and he could score. More than anyone I can think of in the league right now, I've watched him run the ball and think, oh, he's hemmed up. And then 10 seconds later, he's standing in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
Gets the ball, it's a counter. He runs into three guys, and then you're like, all right, he's down. And then
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs is a frightening athletic talent.